even people with high incomes are living paycheck to paycheck because they're not checking their habits and their mindset.
Just because you have some debt doesn't mean that that's the thing you should be attacking. Maybe you should be attacking your cash flow.
Generational wealth is about like the mindset that gets changed in each generation.
We need to go back to the drawing board to teach people how to earn money.
No matter how much money you're earning, it's all gonna fly down the drain because you've really never mastered how to create habits.
If you don't have new conversations, you'll never open up doors to opportunities that are out there for you to make new money. All right. What's up, y'all?
Good morning.
Happy
Money
Mondays
with the Mouzons.
like,
Super low energy one.
That was super low
the
energy.
super low energy one. That's fine.
But that one was actually, at least we were all on the same
But it was
beat, but it was pretty
super low energy. Super low energy. Anyways, welcome back. We're back. Another Monday. Hope everybody's doing well.
On this, what did I just say right before this?
She can't
On
help
this
herself.
rainy
Can't help herself.
Monday.
gloomy day.
Mhm.
Rainy Monday.
It's nice actually because it's not that cold. I don't think.
No,
Well,
it's like
I put the trash out this
32
morning.
might
It's
be
freezing.
freezing.
It's freezing.
freezing.
Never mind.
Anyways, wherever you are in the world, hope you're doing well. Hope the weather's nice and it's sunny or whatever the case is. We're getting into spring, so time is coming. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We're almost done. March. It's crazy. It's March 23rd. We got 1 week left.
1 week.
1 week. We're almost done. But as always, the reason why we jump on and do this is for to give you guys the opportunity to talk a little bit about money,
Yes.
right? Like if we're having these financial conversations with people, but we're not having it with professionals, we're not having it with people like us, it's oftentimes we're getting the wrong guidance or not the proper guidance. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The proper guidance. So we want to make sure that you have access to proper guidance to drop your questions, drop your comments, your concerns, what you're thinking about when it comes to money, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if we don't have a place to talk about it, we don't get better.
Yeah.
So gotta have a place to talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. There it is.
That's what we said.
There it is.
Yep.
Yep, that's the way it goes.
We talked about that last time, is putting energy there.
Yeah.
Just you gotta put more energy there. If you want something to grow, you gotta put energy there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put more focus time.
That's right. That's what we talked about last week. The 5 regrets or whatever people had for last year and their money. And one of them was not thinking about their
Not
money,
caring
not
about
caring
it.
about it more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just not spending the time and energy you need to pay attention to your money to actually get it better.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you care about takes time and attention and energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta start doing that type of stuff with our money.
Yeah.
And we're here to be able to facilitate for you guys and give you some things to think about. I'm sure you have a bunch of things that you're already thinking about when it comes to finances. Just hit us up, shoot us a message, shoot us a DM, let us know. We're more than happy to answer your question, kind of walk you through it. A lot of times we just need that accountability, right? So that shows that we care about it, right? Is if you say you care about your finances, but you're not letting anyone hold you accountable to it, maybe you don't know
Right.
who to,
What you don't know.
yeah, what you don't know, or you don't know who to go to, or you don't know who helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you reach out to people like us, because we help with it. And if you just have questions, if you just need somebody to check in on you on certain things, by all means, that's what we talk about as well. So either way, an article had popped up. I think we're big on,
But you
we're
said it first.
going to be doing more of the articles coming up soon. But one of the articles that came across our desk was one about foreclosures, about people being foreclosed on. I'm going to share this with you guys so you can see it. But it kind of led into some of the stuff we were going to talk about. But at the end of the day, I think it's just important for you to see this article. Want to do a better job of kind of showing you what's happening out there. I always tell you guys that, like, what do I say? Oh yeah, sometimes we don't know we don't care about the solution to a problem because we don't know that we have a problem, right? And a lot of times in business or just in life, sometimes we don't know that we have a problem until a problem gets presented. And then you're like, ooh, I do have that problem. and then we find the solutions, or we're more keen to like figuring out what the solutions are
Right.
to these problems. So here's something that popped up last month. It said foreclosure filings jumped 32% from a year ago. So foreclosure, this article was just a month ago. It said that foreclosure filings remain elevated across the country, up 32% from a year ago. So this includes default notices, scheduled auctions, and bank repossessions. There was a total of 40,534 U.S. properties with foreclosure filings. Top states are Delaware, Nevada, and Florida. So just wanted to let you guys know. Again, it says here foreclosures starts were up 26% from a year ago, while completed foreclosures increased almost 60%, 59%. So what happens when there's a foreclosure, right? What happens, just so you guys know, right, is we call it secured debt, just like repoing your car or foreclosing on your home. You miss a bunch of payments. You miss 3, 4, 5 payments. You don't negotiate. You don't have conversations. And so eventually they just come and take the thing, the collateral, the house. So that's what a foreclosure is. A foreclosure is they're starting the process of taking your house. There's also why I have the conversation with people that want to buy a house, that like, it's tougher to maintain a house.
Yeah, it is.
Right, than it is to just buy it. Once you get in, that's great.
So just rent it.
But yeah, but like if you want to like be able to actually maintain that house and keep it for a long period of time, you have to have some level of financial stability to be able to do that. Otherwise, it almost makes it harder for you to be able to do that stuff.
Right.
But 40,000, right? So again, that might be you. You might be ashamed or feeling guilty in a place that like, oh man, we're behind on our mortgage payments or whatever the case is. Nothing to be ashamed about. There's 40,000 foreclosures and climbing and increasing over this year because a lot of people are in the same spot. I think I saw a TikTok video or some video. There was a video I saw at some point that said like normally it's not about like they said like the habits of when people are getting their cars repoed or foreclosing on homes. When they look at the bank statements, when they look at their actual where the money's being spent, it's always the small transactions that are getting people. It's a lot of Klarna, Afterpay, like those types of things. A lot of small purchases here and there. A lot of payday loans. A lot of getting a loan to pay off debt. Like it's like the same type of patterns that people keep falling into when it comes to when it comes to the foreclosure, the repossession of the car. That's just like icing on the cake, so to speak. That's just the top end of like, man, you've let this go really far. But what's the beginning parts of it? The beginning parts, what they said, are the things like you're spending more money than you make every month. The credit cards are going up. You're taking out debt to pay off more debt. The Afterpay, right? The buy now, pay later strategies, the high, loans. All those things are the prerequisite to what happens before you get into a place where you're
like a landslide.
Have a foreclosure or something.
It happens, and then from there, it just but it happens little by little. It adds up.
Yeah, for sure, adds up a ton. So, didn't necessarily have to go through a lot of that article, but just so you guys have an understanding that like foreclosures are on the rise. That means people are not doing well.
And didn't it say this has like been an ongoing trend now for like the last decade?
Did it say that?
Yeah, I thought I read that before.
Yeah, so I know it says 1 in every 3,500 housing units had foreclosure filing in January, right? Again, some of the states, Delaware's top state, then there's also Nevada and there's also Florida. They talked about as 3 states that are struggling on this side. Nevada number 2, Florida number 3. Again, figuring out why. A lot of the why is not that the house was too much. It might have been that the house was too much for you. But a lot of it, what it comes down to also is your ability or inability to manage the daily expenses, right?
Right.
Your ability or inability to manage the daily things, the small things, the things that are happening on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis. And then we get to being a couple months behind um, on our foreclosure or on our house or whatever the case is. But these are things we want you to think about. How do we get past it? How do we not have this happen to us? How do we continue to make sure this isn't happening? What are your thoughts?
Well, definitely caring more about our finances before it's like too late.
Mm-hmm.
It's about being proactive and not like reactive. Most of the time, people are conditioned to like worry about their finances when things are tight, they're stressed, but you need to be like putting that into habit all the time. When things are great, because things are great, when things are bad, when things are normal, constantly have to be putting attention towards our finances, which are like the small things we're talking about now, budgeting, taking time to go back and track your spending for the past month. We're in the first quarter now, so now would be a good time if you have not been tracking on a monthly basis. Now would be a good time to start that process, which in the beginning you want to go back 3 months so you can see your first pattern in the first quarter, because then after a while you start to see patterns, not just month to month, quarterly patterns, monthly patterns, yearly patterns. That happens. So go back the first 3 months if you haven't already. Good timing because it's the first quarter. And then from there, you're tracking month to month. That's the caring about our finances, that we're willing to take, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 45 minutes every month to go back and track and just plug and play your finances so that you can, spend more time there. You're aware of where these small leaks are. You're aware of your habits. You're aware if these things are serving you or keeping you in a hole.
That's right. And so that becomes how we start to avoid these foreclosures or things like that, that we're just watching happen. We got to know the importance of budgeting. We got to understand how important it is to like go back. So again, we talk about my computer's going to die any second. Watch. Glad I caught that. Come on, green light. There we go. Cool. The green light's over off. Yeah. The computer's going to die before you even know it. But the importance of budgeting, why we're talking about this being important, is because this is what precedes you learning how to, precedes any foreclosures or debt or any of the things that start piling up. You got to get good at budgeting. You got to get good at knowing where all your money is going, right? And so if you know where all your money's going, you have a better idea, more of awareness of what to actually do. So. Yeah. We've given these.
It's a crap.
To make a hole.
I don't know. There you go.
This probably wasn't the best tool.
Probably not.
Maybe a better bottle too.
No, she already poured all the water out of that bottle.
Get me a knife.
Anyways. So yeah, what do we always share in this area? I know we hear that word budgeting all the time. You hear it from financial professionals. You probably heard it from your parents. You probably hear it from people around. Oh, you got a budget. But like, I think understanding that it's more of an awareness. A budget is a look forward. It's like, oh, where would I like to spend the money in the month of April? Where do I want to spend it? I don't know. I don't know where I want to spend it. But first I have to know where I have spent the money. So going back and being like, okay, where did I spend this?
Right. And
looking at every transaction. The benefit of having a card that you swipe, even though old school mindset says, oh, I prefer to have cash. Mm-hmm. But when you're fixing your financial life, it's not good to have cash because you don't have a record of any of your money. Right? You don't have a record of where it goes. So you need a record of it. So the fact that you've swiped your credit card or swiped your debit card means that you know where all the money has gone. So we can now look back. We can go back into January and go January 1st to January 31st. Where did all of our money go? And we're going to look at every single transaction down to the penny, not rounded up, not about, oh, I think I filled up my car 3 times, and it's about $60. So it's maybe about $180 I spent on gas. That's a budget. That's a round number. That's a
Right.
guess. That's a guesstimation.
Mhm.
If you go in and you look at how many times you actually filled up this month and how much it cost, well, that might have come to $223.15.
Mhm.
You might have been $40 off, but that's what it exactly was. If you do that over 2, 3, 4 months,
Mhm.
you're going to see what your patterns are for driving,
Mhm.
for gas, for what you spend on it, those types of things. You can do the same thing in all the other areas. When you're dining out, in your groceries,
Starbucks,
right? In
Dunkin'
your
Donuts,
coffee, that's right. In your
Amazon.
miscellaneous spending, in your
Mhm.
Amazon, how much money you give to your family,
$20 at the gas station for snacks.
right? That's
If
the
that was
miscellaneous,
cash, those things add up if you're doing that once a week.
right? And if we're not paying attention to it, that's where all the money goes. And before you know it, you're foreclosing on your house. Before you know it, you're 2 months behind on your,
Landslide. Like
yeah.
once it starts, it's hard to stop.
yeah. Before you know it, if you're not paying attention, before you know it, you're not going to be able to maintain or to be able to manage those things. So that's what we're coming to help with.
Tracking is the prerequisite for budgeting. Do not create a budget in your head from what you think you know you spend. You've got to do the tracking for the last 3 months if this is your first time. And then from there, it gets much easier. It's month to month. So it's much faster.
Yeah. In your head, it's always more or less than what you thought. It's never accurate,
Mhm.
just so you know. Like people know, like, oh, I just had this happen, right? Like, oh, I know before they dive into it. Oh, it's my food. I got to cut back on the food. It's like, okay, well, how much? Too much, right? How much do you have to cut back?
Mhm.
And so some people overestimate that number. It's like, oh man, some people underestimate that number. Oh, I'm only spending a little bit, and you're spending a lot. But regardless, it's either more than what you thought or a lot less than what you thought.
Right.
Either way, you get a chance
And the
to be
numbers
aware.
matter. Like these
Yeah.
are not, your budgeting is not just, you're not supposed to be estimating because you'll be estimating your retirement too. You'll be estimating, if inflation goes up, you have to, numbers matter when you're looking at your finances. We have to care enough to really know our real numbers.
Yeah. Yep. And we got to care to look at it. We got to care to want to get better. We got to care to actually want
Create
to
the habit.
improve,
Mhm.
right? And it starts at the foundational things.
Mhm.
These little things that we're talking to you about. Again, we give you a big picture of, hey, a lot of people are dealing with foreclosures in this country. 40,000 houses are up for foreclosure and growing. This is up from, up 30 something percent from last year over year, up almost 60% over last year for the amount of foreclosures that have closed.
Mhm.
So again, we're watching these trends. Maybe you don't pay attention to this stuff, and we do. Sometimes you don't know that you have a problem until it's too late. And so we're trying to show you that there's a problem out here. You're not alone. If you're struggling financially, eventually you get one late payment behind on your mortgage, then it becomes a second. Before you know it, you're on your 5th month, and they're coming to foreclose on your house. They're coming to take your car, like all the things.
Mhm.
So how do we prevent that? We track. It'll give you a clear diagnosis of like, oh, this is what's happening.
Mhm.
And then you have choices. Your choices might be, there's only 2 controllable things. We've talked about this before. You can either lower your expenses or you can raise your income.
Mhm.
Do a combination of both. We want to make sure that you know how to lower your expenses, that your expenses get lower. But some of your answers might be, you just need to make more money. Like if the lifestyle you live, you want to keep your house, you want to keep your car, you want to live the life you want, you might need to make an extra $3,000 a month. Like I'm not talking an extra $1 million. Like we don't have to get extreme. Like the average family, an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month will completely change your financial life.
Right.
An extra $24,000 to $48,000 a year household income will change your financial life. You do the right things with it. You learn to keep more of what you're making, and then you learn how to make more. Then how come you've asked her for 3 things in the past 5 minutes because we're on this?
I know.
In like the past hour and a half, you haven't asked for anything. Go somewhere.
Yes, no.
Go somewhere. No, because you have to do things, and we're doing things.
Okay.
Anyways.
Go back to the cloud.
So either way, y'all. Tracking is important, so it saves you from the bigger things. That's the message that we're trying to get at. Is that you got to go back and track. I know we've been harping on this for a while, but again, we've seen it work for people. And more than likely, if you're struggling financially, it's because you don't know where your money's going. You have you have an idea, it's up here, but it's not on paper. You actually don't know the numbers. You don't know the numbers of your financial life. You don't know your business numbers. You actually don't know. You think you know, but you don't. So you got to put it on paper. It's the first step to changing anything. It's the awareness of it. And so that's what we're encouraging you guys to do. So you don't end up in the foreclosures. You don't end up in the repos. We're $1.2 trillion in credit card debt and climbing. Like, it's getting worse, y'all. I don't know if you understand this stuff, but like, it's getting worse out here. You really got to get tight financially. You really got to start caring and doing the right things and putting in the right habits. It will not go the way that you wish it will go or want it to go. The government's not coming in to save you. Nobody's coming in to take care of your health care or like your student loans or any of this stuff. Like, none of this stuff is going to happen the way you want to. So you got to get better. You got to get better. So
Yes, care more. If you guys need that, a tracking sheet or a template to use, we already have one. Just shoot us a message.
yeah, likely we
put a
won't get
comment.
it. Like, drop a comment, but
Mhm.
likely we want to meet with you before, because
Teach you how
again,
to use it.
yeah, what I always tell you is, like, when we just give that as a resource, people
Mhm.
don't do it.
Right.
There's 8
It needs
million
to be-
budgeting templates in the world. Like, you
Mhm.
could download it. The issue is the accountability.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't, like, I can give you all the resources. We've created all the ebooks.
Right.
We've created all the links. We know all the things.
Right.
We can give you all the stuff. You're
Right.
still not going to get better.
Right.
You still have habits and things that are causing you to not get better.
Mhm.
I can't just leave you by yourself with it. So yes, we
Mhm.
have it, but you need the accountability.
Yeah.
That's actually what you need. You need
Yeah.
the coaching. You need the accountability. You need the strategy. You need somebody to be with you along this journey, because you've gotten yourself up to this point. And if you're not happy with that, then the key is you got to get somebody else to help you,
Right.
to give you better direction.
Mhm.
It's not going to come in the sheet. It's not going to come in the webinar. It's not going to come in the YouTube video that you watch. You've tried that stuff. It's not
Right.
working for
Right.
you. You need
Or if
people.
you want to level up and you feel like you've plateaued and you don't really know how to get to the next level of 202s and 303s, we can also help there. Some people just don't know how to get to the next level, but they want to. We definitely can help with that too.
High income earners that want to save on taxes. It's tax season.
Mm-hmm.
And save on taxes. You got to know what to do. You got to know how to do it. That's, again, there's levels to this, y'all. There's
Mhm.
levels to it. You could be at the 101 just trying to get out of debt and save some money and work on learning how to earn money. You might be at the 202 because you learned how to earn money, but you don't know how to save it. You don't know how to invest it. It's all kind of sitting in the same spot. It's coming in, going out. You're paying a bunch in taxes. You're getting crushed.
Mhm.
You don't know that you got to start a business. You got to have something. Tax laws are written for business owners and investors. So you got to have something that you can invest in outside that lowers your taxable income. There's lots of strategies, y'all. You just got to have the conversations with us. So.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Every Monday,
Don't forget, first quarter.
do your tracking.
Yeah.
Is
Ready?
there something?
Nope. You're gonna say
Oh, happy.
happy
Happy.
Money.
Mondays
With the
Mouzons. Much better.
Still low energy. Anyway,
Still
y'all.
okay.
We
Happy
will-
Mondays with the Mouzons!
Better. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week, Monday. Same time, same channel. We'll be back. Drop us a message. Drop us a
Mhm.
comment.
Mhm.
Let us know what questions you got about money.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Yes.